Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, today we're looking at the collector's pack, which has got two planes in it. Normal price £62.94 or £39.26, reduced by 38%. Okay, so is it worth it? So what we get is the Mitsubishi J8M, the Sushi, which we've already tested and done a review of. And the Kostikov 302 Tier 7, so a Tier 8 and a Tier 7 for £39.26. Well, even just one of these seems like a good price. So let's have a look at the standard price for one of these aircraft. A couple of different options. So normally the Sushi is £42.34 on its own. So, and you get 100% crew. But for less than that, you get both these planes, which to me doesn't seem like too bad a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this, and I'm going to do a review of the Kostikov, and we will see exactly what it's like. So bear with me. Okay, we've got it. Let's get in and have a look. Or let me just get in. Hold on a sec. Okay, we're getting in. Let's see. There we go. So we've got the J8M, and I will link to a review that I've done of this previously. So we'll see what this is actually like. Well, you'll see what that's like in that review. And then we have the 302. Now, what is this like? So, Tier 7 fighter. Let's have a look at the tech tree. Russian tech tree. So, looks like standard fighter, jet fighter. So let's check out Tier 7 standard fighter. So, compare it to the Spitfire. Have this in the center, and then we'll try something Japanese, Tier 7, and we'll see what this is like. So we've got a good selection of planes to get an idea of what this is like. So survivability and the weight. So this is just under 3,700 kilos. Just a little bit lighter than the A7M. The Spitfire is lighter again at 2,800, so that's actually quite a huge difference. So relatively, even though it says the survivability of the Spitfire is 270, in relation to the 280 of the other two, Spitfire-wise is, well, it's a much lighter plane than the other two. They're pretty weighty. Then let's have a look at the gun armament. How are these laid up? So the Spitfire has got 324 points, which is the lowest of all of them, with 4 Browning 303s and 2 20mm cannons. The 302 is running 4 20mm cannons. That's a lot of firepower for 381 points. A lot of points, more than the A7. So the A7 is running 2 20mm with 2 13.2mm autocannon-y things. Then let's have a look at the airspeed. How do these relate? So the Spitfire is 340. Nice. We know it's a good middle of the road fighter with the speed. So 340 kmh. The 302 is 562 kmh. Very, very fast in comparison. And slower than this, we have the A7M at 312 kilometers an hour. So it's slower than the Spitfire and much slower than the 302. So this is a fast plane. Now, what is it like characteristically? So the A7 has got stall speed of 90. The Spitfire has got 120 stall speed, and the 302 has got a stall speed of 160. So it's not a dogfighting plane. That's something to know right from the beginning. Now let's look at the rate of climb. The 302 has got 37.5 meters a second climb time and a dive speed of 900. So we compare. The A7M has got 50.3 meters per second climb time and 700 dive. So this is quicker to gain altitude and slower to dive. We look at the Spitfire. Now what we're running at 51.6 altitude or climb rate meters per second with a dive rate of 730. So both of these dive far slower, but both of them climb far faster. Okay, very, very interesting. So now we look at the maneuverability, which is a key issue for a fighter. So the 302 value 580. Controllability we'll look at in a minute. Rate of roll is 100. The average turning time is 13.1. So basically it says a fighter, but it's got the characteristics of a heavy fighter in reality. So 360 degrees in 13.1 seconds. Next is the Spitfire at 8.7. Following this, the A7M Japanese, 8 seconds. Both of them much faster than the 302. Rate of roll for all of them is 100 degrees a second, so it can't win in that way. We then come to the controllability or the accuracy of these guns. The 302 accuracy is only 82, but it's better than some of the others that might be 70, 79 or whatever. So it's better than those, but these two are a couple of points better. Not a lot in it, but a couple of points better. The Spitfire is next at 86, and the A7, 87. So you can see it's no dogfighting monster, but the speed of it is very good. Altitude performance, 1100 meters is the operating height for the Japanese, 1500 for the Spitfire, and 2200 for the 302, which leads me to say, even though it's classified as a fighter, it's not really a fighter. What we're looking at is a heavy fighter. So we need to look at something a little bit more punchy. So let's have a look at the J8M. How does this compare? Very similarly. So we'll put that as the middle of the range fighter for the Japanese, and on the UK side, well, in reality, we're looking at it as needing to be closer to the heavy fighters on the German line, something like the Bf-109Z, because of the twin engines. So we'll go with that instead, and we'll do a comparison between these. So even though it says it's a fighter, looking between the multi-role fighter here and the heavy fighter, we might get a better idea of how they all function. So going through it again, survivability relatively is down. It's at 280 compared to next we've got the 109. Survivability 340. A weight is 6,200 kilos, far more. But the J8M is very similar. It's actually lower weight at 3,390. So the 302 is heavier, but the J8M has got more hit points for tier 7. So we'll have to see how the rest of this pans out. Now, gun armament, let's have a look through. The 302 has got 381 points, which we know, 4 20mm cannons. The 109 is running 2 20mm cannons for 254 points. So it's much better firepower than the 109. On the other side, it's running 3 cannons, 1 30mm and 2 20mm to give it 501 points. So it's got more guns, technically less oomph, but they could well come out similarly because this is just firing more shots. It'll now come down to the accuracy, which we will look at. So airspeed, how do they compare airspeed wise? So the 302 is running at 562. Above that, the German, there's not a lot in it, only 18 faster at 580. So that's quite a good speed. And 100 slower is the Japanese at 460. Interesting. Stall speed for the Japanese is 160. The 302 is 160 and the 109 is 170. So the Japanese and the Russian stall speed are identical, and they're better at a dogfight against the German. So that's one good thing it's got in its favour. We then come to the rate of climb, 37.5 kilometers meters per second for the 302, 80 for the 109, which is horrendously good. And the J8M is 62.1, far faster. So this still doesn't accelerate very fast. It's the worst of all the planes. So let's look at the dive speed. So it's got a dive speed of 900, exactly the same as the J8M. And then worse is the 109. It can only dive at 840. So at least that's something that the Japanese and the Russian have got on the 109. The 109 can accelerate to a higher level, much easier, but these two can dive down better than the German. Okay, so now we compare the manoeuvrability. There we go. So average time for this 13.1. In comparison to the other two, it's relatively good. So the 109 is 14.9 seconds, and the Japanese 12.3. So you can see the Japanese is better, the Russian's in the middle, and the German is right at the end. We then come to the rate of roll per second. The Japanese and the Russians identical at 100 degrees per second, and the German 90 degrees a second, so it doesn't roll as fast and is the slowest to turn 360 degrees. So they're all sort of running boom and zoom, but the least bad at turning is the Japanese J8M. So that's what we know so far. We then come to the controllability of the guns. The worst is the 109 with controllability of 78. Next at 79 is the Japanese J8M, and the best is the 302 with 82. So it's looking pretty good firepower wise, middling on most things, and then we come to the altitude performance. It's at best altitude 2,200 meters, the same as the German, but you're looking 600 meters operating that it operates above the Japanese, which operates at 1,600 meters. So now we know a bit more about it, that it's really a heavy fighter. So let's put some basic equipment on, get in and see what this is like. So as normal, manual fire extinguisher, first aid kit, and control surfaces, 11,000. That's it, we'll get that in. And so we'll have a look around the plane, so you can see the couple of the guns here. Now where are the others? They're hiding, I can't see them, but there should be 4. But we will have a look at that later. If anyone knows where they are, please let me know. So, but it's got 4 of them. So without further ado, let's get into the game and see just what we can do with this and just what it's like at tier 7. Okay, let's get in, see where we end up. So, spawn point, command center one side, airbase the other. Let's go to the command center, see what we can do. So I think this is going to be pretty good fun. So, well, it's always nice testing out a new plane.
Attention, you are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's have a look. That looks really cool. Snow-capped mountains, watery vistas, the greens of the mountains. Very, very nice. So see what we can do.
Get ready for action. Let's go.
I've problems sometimes and I have to click tab, and then for some reason it allows my my mouse to work in. Okay, so the boost isn't the greatest amount of time, but we're still 530 kmh, moving in quite neatly. That does look like a nice amount of boost, straight up to 700, almost 800 kmh on the flat before anything happens. Now let's see what we can find. Not bad, not bad. The guns are pretty good. Let's get in for the next one. See what we can do. Very, very nice guns. Oh, I didn't get time to kill him. Very nice.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
Okay. Well, from the stats, you wouldn't expect it to be this good. But it's better, well, you know, it's better than expected, so says it all. So, totally tier 7 game. Let's get over here, see what I can help with. Any more planes to kill, but I'm going to go in and try and deal with these planes that are coming in and help in this corner with bases being attacked. So, yeah, see what we can do. Keep pulsing in 1,200 meters, but our operating is higher up, so I'm going to head up as quickly as I can. Look for the enemy. Try and take out that P. Oh, he's gone. Okay, someone's already done it. Someone on my tail, Hornet, took me down. So, against something like that, it's not really easy to get away from it. But when something's in front of you, it's quite nice to take them down. So, let's get straight in, see what we can do to assist the team. 700 points. Those 2 kills felt pretty nice, but only being on 700 points, that doesn't feel so good. So let's get up, go for an interception, and see what we can do. Is this where it specialises? 2,100 meters, or closing very quickly on these targets. It certainly chews through the aircraft when you can. Oops, sorry, buddy.
The command centers are under our control. Communication with the headquarters established.
Okay, and next, let's follow him up. Someone on my tail.
The enemy has taken over the command center. Immediate counterattack required.
That's not nice.
Great job. No enemy bombers have broken through.
Okay, so we're heavy enough to if he rams into us, we both die. So at least that's something we've learned. And we're up to 2,500 points. So that's okay. So it's an entertaining plane, and to have 2 planes for less money than that Japanese plane on its own, that's actually not a bad situation. If I can just help with the interception, then turn around, help against...
The enemy has gathered forces to attack the command center. Be cautious.
Okay. So I'll try and deal with these guys first, then turn around, help the team. It's got a bit of a blitz speed move. These really do chew through the enemies.
All positions are captured by the enemy.
Oh, come
You
on.
must turn the tide of the battle.
Okay, what can I do?
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
Let's try and take this guy out.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. The fort will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. Turn back.
Oh.
The enemy force is too
So,
strong.
oh, what's that for? Oh, yes. Successful interception. Yes, yes. So 4,200 points. So it needs to be more proactive. What it does, when you engage things, the guns seem good enough. But I think being a more proactive interceptor will be better. So, how many points did we get? So, 58,000 credits for basically a free plane. Isn't bad at all. So, let's get into another battle. Now we know just what this is like. So you need to really help your team, capture the areas, and when someone's in your sights, it's actually not too bad. But I think it needs something to boost the firepower. The manoeuvrability seems good, but that could still be improved. And maybe a little something. The engine seems powerful enough, but you need something to boost the top end. So a little bit of a boost in the side-to-side dodging ability, a little bit of thrust, and a bit extra in the firepower, because it was just didn't quite have enough power to take down the enemies in one single situation. So I think that's something it needs. I'm just going to pause until we get in, so bear with me. Okay, we're getting in. Similar spawn point. So let's wait till we're a bit closer to getting in. Okay, similar situation. So I'm going to turn to the left to try and deal with whoever's there.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
Help the team and try and just take the factory over. Destroy what we find there. And see what it's like going in. I know we're on our own. Well, there's actually a couple of other guys going this way now, which is good. So let's see exactly what it's like. But we need to be a bit more proactive. Get more points. So we've got to get in, destroy what we find. Come on, where are you, you little badgers? And rather than just chasing bombers, I want to get in and do more damage. So let's start taking out some anti-air. Okay, one. Bit of an overshoot. Okay, let's spin back round. Come in and just take out the next one to assist the team. Cool, that's gone. That's neat. Okay, next, and then we go. Take that out on the way through. Let's get in for the next tower. Nice. Get ready to spin back round again. Help the team to capture. Last but not least, cool. That's looking good. Okay, it's all gone. Let's get to the next zone in the center. Okay, it's the guns not only are good at taking planes down when you get them in front, but they're also very good at taking out structures. Surprisingly good. Let's get up there. Let's deal with him. I do like the sound of that burn. Yes, time to get out of here. Dive, 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 dive. Boost and dive. Get away from them. Okay, let's look for the next victim. Let's get over here and assist. Like someone on my tail. There's another A6 up ahead. Let's try and deal with him. Very, very neat. I'm very impressed by these guns. Let's boost to get away. Let's try and move from side to side. Fire. Let's get rid of that fire. Fix the wing. I've got 3 of them I'm trying to dodge. Let's come around here. Oh, they took me out. The 109 had the ability to get, but by doing this and helping the team to cap, we've captured just about everything. I've distracted so many of them that we put a lot of pressure on them. So next, let's get to the centre, and actually I'm going to go to the factory, right over the other side, to assist. Get over this area into the other area down the south, and yeah, this does feel really good when you've got someone in front of these guns. Goodness me, are they in trouble? And apart from some of the better German planes, you can get away. But if you had something to give you, just as I was saying, just that little bit extra top speed to get away, and a little bit more firepower so you take people out faster before you boost away, I think this would be even better. Even now, without any equipment, it feels really, really good.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. The fort
And I'm
will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over.
Okay, thank you. But for something that's part of a package which is even cheaper than just the standard vehicle on its own, is really, really exceptional. Didn't quite take it out. Let's get it this pass.
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy. Do you copy? Over.
Very neat. Let's take some more out. That's looking really good. Let's take the pylon out the other side.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield. Keep it up. Victory is almost ours.
Very, very neat, very competent free plane. Nice. Let's get to the next area, try and keep the pressure on them. ME-265. Look how much faster this is than an ME-265. This is really, really good. It's surprisingly good. And for a free plane, it's brilliant. Really brilliant. Less experience. Well, only 1900, so let's have a look at the overall picture. By changing the tactics, using this as essentially a higher level ground attack plane, which is really good. So think of, that's the only way I can really think about this, that's where you are with it. That the guns and the mobility are, so 25,000 credits, not a great credit earner, but a lot of fun. 3,000 experience. How did we do? Right the way down here. But it wasn't just the damage. It was what you could do and bring to your team. So it's a bit of a plane that looks like it's a proper fighter. But in reality, what you have is a ground attack plane with huge firepower from the front and the ability to get in and out, destroy planes or whatever is in front of you, and then just enough legs to be able to get away. So, what I would say, reflector gun sight to give you that little bit extra boost to take down either buildings or planes more quickly. Aircraft polish to give you that little bit extra top speed to be able to actually get away from those Germans or to get to targets quicker. Then a lightweight airframe to give you a little bit more of a turn to bring you back on target that little bit quicker. And I think with those modifications, this would be quite a phenomenal, unusual plane. It is anyway, but with those, it would just make it even better. So the deal. Well, you saw the price of the J8M. So for less than the price of the J8M, you get the J8M and the 302. I would say that the 302, for how much fun it is when you work out what to do with it, is worth that money on its own. The J8M isn't so good. Watch my replay. It's a bit underpowered, but just follow through, watch the replay, and you'll see. This plane, as an unusual one, for me, I would say is actually worth the money on its own. And for that, you get the J8M Tier 8 thrown in to earn you some extra credits. This is just fun to play. That's it. That's all I can say. So, in a way, it's got to have at least 1 star. So I would say it's a 2, maybe, say 2.5 star, 2.5 paws. So definitely paws up from the bear for this plane. And for the deal is quadruple paws. It's a 4-star deal. Basically, you get 2 planes for less than the price of 1 plane. What is not to like? How much? So it turns a 3-star when you just look at this plane on its own, to looking at the deal, that the deal has to be at least a 4-star, maybe even a 5-star performance. So, yes, is it worth it? It's definitely worth it. So, thank you so much. That's me, Gaming Bear, the 302, and then follow through to see my review of the J8M. And thank you so much, and thank you Wargaming for putting this this deal on the table. It's a really, really, really good deal. So, if you haven't got this already, and you're thinking about the Japanese or the Russian lines, for less than the price of the J8M, you get both these planes. What's not to like? Thank you guys, have fun, and see you on the next one. Bye!